Burna Boy. You guys know Burna Boy. Burna Boy is I don't gotta tell you. But Burna Boy,
African
like,
giant,
not even
African giant,
the African SaVon. I like that.
African giant.
Oh yeah, that's
Facts,
me,
bro.
Hey, what's going on?
Remember my Apple Music? He was top 5 for me last year.
True. No, it's true.
Yeah, it's my man.
You like
Yeah,
that
y'all
music.
niggas trying to take my black card. Fuck y'all.
He said, "Yo, I listen to African artists."
Word.
This nigga is crazy.
I went to Africa before I went to the hip hop, to the hibbity, the bibbity.
Oh my God,
Fuck
now
out of
it's-
here, nigga.
All right,
I'm gonna go Afro beat my ass off, nigga.
all right, I bet.
Tim's, all these, yeah, fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
just naming different niggas. Now,
Old
right?
ass nigga.
But listen, it's funny because African artists sell differently than they do in the States, as opposed to them being back home, of course, right? That's just pretty normal
Makes
thing.
sense, yeah.
It makes sense, right? It was posted that Burna Boy actually sold 21K his first week on his album, I Told You, that features singles with Big Seven. And Russ chimed in, because to me, I don't think Burna Boy selling 21K is a big deal. When he comes to New York, he sells out.
Madison Square Garden.
He sells
sold
out.
that shit out.
He sells out. I don't think
Wait, are they saying 21K is a
Bad.
lot more than expected or below?
bad.
But he's not like an American artist though. Like,
But see, Regi, you know how you have like your logic? You see how you think with logic?
Okay.
Most people just react off of what they
The
see.
number, the
The
number.
number, exactly. Like how the number makes them feel, right? So when you see an act like Burna Boy that arguably had the song of the summer last summer, right? When you see an act like that do 21K and you just see people posting, you're like, that's not a good look. Russ chimed in, and Russ is an independent artist, of course. Russ has figured out a way to generate revenue how he wants to see fit. Everything comes back to him. He is pro-artist. He is not pro-label. And he is not pro-antics. He chimed in, this is underneath, I think it's an academics post. He says, if Burna Boy is doing 21K in America and selling out arenas in America as well, how come artists who sell more than that in America aren't doing arenas in America? Take a wild guess. Fake streams.
So I read the comments when you
you
said
just
that.
gave it away.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm sorry.
I missed that.
He just gave us the answer.
No, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. Keep talking. Say,
No, I missed what you were saying.
That's good. You keep going.
What
We're
you
gonna
were saying?
We're going to bring it back later. Say what you said. We're going to bring it back later.
I read the comments on that post because
did.
I find all my news to Reddit.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, it was in a Reddit thread somewhere. I'm like, all right, bet. Let me click here. What is Russ talking about? Again, Russ was one of the few people I got to meet. I actually got to go to his home and kind of see him in his space.
You saw how he was
Like
born.
he actually makes money.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yes.
Like
It
we
is
believe
real.
him.
He is not one of those internet guys.
Yeah.
Like, he is
Honestly,
legit.
He be right.
No, he do be right.
We have to admit, Russ be right. When
Russ
he be like
do.
talking his shit and
He
stuff,
do.
like he be right.
He does, and I respect that. And so, whenever I see Russ chime in on like the music industry, it always like piques my interest because I'm one of those people like is very. I've been very transparent about my relationship with the music business and just music in general. I'm fucking like I'm not even gonna go there. But when he speaks, I listen. He's one of the few people when he speaks on music, I listen. So I clicked on the Reddit post and. A lot of the people were saying like Russ is alluding to the labels buying artists' albums and streams. And then it dawned on me that it's very obvious that this is what's happening
What?
because there was a year and there was a time where Nav outsold Beyonce.
I actually
Not in the same week.
Oh, I was about to
Okay,
say.
I don't know if it was in the same
It
week.
couldn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
been. It couldn't
was
have
not
been.
in the same week.
Maybe not her first week.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
probably
not-
like her 6th week or some shit.
Yeah. Okay.
But
okay.
his albums, his streams was like 230.
No, but I
They were high.
remember.
They were
I remember
high.
that because
Yeah, they
when
were
he
high.
had like a crazy album week was because I believe it was like the merch bundle. They bundled it for the first time or whatever. Like it was like a new thing, and then that shot him to like #1.
I like Nav. So before I say
Oh,
what I'm
I
about to
love
say,
Nav.
I like Nav too.
I don't
I
love
love-
him. I like him.
I like Nav. I like his songs.
We
I like
like
his
him.
songs.
Right? He cool.
Yeah, we're the Navengers.
I fuck with that.
I won't claim that, but I'm with you, Reggie. I'm with you. I like Nav,
Yeah.
right? And I don't like him for him. I like for what artists do on his songs.
Oh, for what art? Not for what he does on his
Nah,
song.
Meek
Tap,
skated
tap,
on his shit.
yeah.
Meek
Tap,
skated
tap.
I
on his shit.
love
did.
tap.
Like Meek skated on
I
that.
might throw like 100 rats in my mirrors.
He goes to
Me
thumb in
and
the butt.
Jizzy.
That's my line right there. I was like,
That's the one you walked away with, right?
that's my
the thumb in the
ball.
butt,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
for
bet.
sure. I took that move. But
Yeah, I bet.
I like Nav,
Yeah.
but I don't know anybody who like Nav that much.
No, the kids enjoy him.
Not that much.
He usually sells really well every time he drops. I ain't gonna lie.
But I think
Yeah.
I don't know how record labels have done this. And you tell me if no, seriously.
I'm listening.
How have they have been extremely blatant, and we all work in like the music space, entertainment space, so we know for a fact that there are certain artists, certain labels who purchase music, who buy streams, like streaming farms. It's a thing.
Streaming farms is a thing.
How haven't we found a way to just detect when that's happening?
I have a question. Who is gonna stop them?
Especially,
like who? Like the police? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like who is gonna stop them?
That's a great question.
Especially when they're creating the rules, right? Who the fuck came up with and said that one stream equals X amount?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, who decided that?
Like, who the fuck?
And this is like how artists like eat.
Yeah.
Like food.
Yeah.
So this is crazy.
I will say this to answer your question, SaVon. You said how can they make it visible that they're false streaming? Sort of in what Russ said. What does your output look like when it's time for people for people to show up for you? Exactly.
Oh my God, I'm gonna do this thing. I don't know, for the long time listeners, Alex always does a thing where like every week he'll be like, yo, I was just talking about this. But me, I was just talking about this with my friend. No, not talking about it, like talking about him.
Yeah.
I have this friend, Will Hill. He's an artist out of Atlanta. He's a rapper, one of my favorite rappers. And like he does not have that many followers on Instagram. He has less than 7,000. But every time he drops a project, he could rent out a club in Atlanta, pack that shit out with 500 people. He could throw a party. He could throw like a movie theater screening. All the girls will come out. Like, he has support in real life. And I was just talking about this because I love when this happens, because I want to remind people that followers doesn't matter. Like, numbers don't really matter that much. They do sometimes. But the real life people who will show up for you, like, you could really see that. And like us, we threw a party. We sold 300 tickets. Like, we have support in real life.
Yeah.
So no matter what you think about our streams, real life always matters. So don't get too caught up in the numbers. But anyway, back to Russ and Burna Boy.
And the 300, that was a cap.
Yeah.
It was the demand was more. We kind of
coulda
sold ourselves
more.
short. It was like, fuck it, let's just cap it here.
Yeah.
But now I agree with you, Reggie. I think it's always important, and I always try to relate it back to our journey and just podcasting, because I'm not an artist, I'm not a rapper, none of that shit. Yeah. So the closest that I can kind of get to it is just relating it to like the podcast space. And one of the things I'm grateful for as being a podcaster or being in this space is that, like you said with the streaming numbers, right? They have no choice but to abide by those rules. Now, where artists do have an advantage is going back to Irv Gotti. Right?
That is not an option.
No, listen.
I'm listening.
Well, what do you mean?
Going back to what labels? I said about Irv Gotti, right?
What do you mean?
As an artist,
yo, this nigga,
you could make, and I'm not saying this right.
Okay.
You can make $3 for every 1,000 streams because you have the luxury to go to a club appearance. You have the luxury to go to a festival and perform. Yeah. I'll never forget, Roddy Ricch said on Joe's podcast, he makes $500,000 a show when he does a Rolling Loud.
Still?
That was a year ago. His rates might have changed.
Shout out to Roddy.
Inflation.
Inflation gets crazy. Nah, inflation,
you never know.
Yeah.
But
inflation get crazy though.
They have the opportunity to eat and live off of their songs forever, their art forever, without streams really being the main source of income, right? With podcasting, one of the things that, we've kind of fought against is the CPM. Right? And we don't got to get too much into it, but one of the reasons why we don't have too many ads, or we kind of pick and choose, is not that we don't have the opportunities, but it's like we don't agree with the standard process of this space at the moment.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
How they decided to do it. Yeah.
We kind of believe in ourselves. We value what it is that we do. We appreciate and enjoy our listening experience. And there's been plenty of times and plenty of companies and businesses who have came to us and we've said, look, we would love to, but it has to be in a way that we're comfortable with. And if it's not, then hey, best of luck to you. We appreciate you. But we don't conform to it, where artists almost have no choice but to conform. So I don't know. I think Russ is just one of those people who I appreciate and I respect when he speaks about the music, and when he questions it, like, it makes me see things a little bit different, because Burna Boy is one of the biggest acts in the world. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, him and Bad Bunny, it's him, Bad Bunny, Drake, Taylor Swift, and Beyonce. Right now. All of them went on tour in the last year.
And Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why you're a real one.
Get out of here.
That's a little inside joke.
That's dead ass Ed Sheeran. He's in there too. And Ed, shout out to Big
and the Weeknd,
Big Eddie, nigga,
and the Big Weeknd,
Big E,
the Weeknd.
You go call him
Week.
weak. And
Yes.
he is weak. No,
Don't do that.
but those 5 artists that I named, they come to mind when touring, because I think the 5 of them have toured within the last year. Some of them are still on tour, right? And every single time, it doesn't matter what city. If I follow somebody that's in Dallas, if I follow somebody that's in LA, Seattle, Miami, if one of those artists is in their city, I'm going to see somebody at their show.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
it does. And when they come to New York, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
All
also,
of our friends are going.
yeah,
Everybody's
it's
there.
up and it's stuck. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm an artist that doesn't sell well when it comes time for me to release projects and albums, I would use this Burna Boy selling 21K as my stamp. I would get it tatted.
Yeah, like
I get a
inspiration.
t-shirt. I would get a t-shirt because I hope everyone is now realizing that it doesn't matter what you do your first week. We're in the streaming era, right? See, before streaming, you had to go pick up physicals, right? So people could only track how many times you played it, or if you played it off of the single transaction. See, with streaming and projects, man, a motherfucker could say your album is whack this month, and a hive can start to grow from it in a few months. And then you could go gold from it from months to come, from a couple years to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what you do first week because all the numbers are fucked. SaVon was speaking to it. The biggest artists like Travis Scott, oh, by the way, I don't hear any of y'all talking about Utopia anymore. I'll wait.
Who's y'all?
Not you. I'm talking to the people out there. No, we all had to. Yeah, no, I remember our takes
You
up
know
here
that
on
50 Cent mean? Yo, why you say
Wait,
fuck me for? Why you say fuck me?
Why you say fuck
like,
me?
damn, nigga, why you say fuck me for?
Nah,
Not
my
y'all,
4G.
hold up.
Nah, my
funny.
4G, not you. I know
Okay.
I know how we stood on that, right?
Yeah.
But I remember our takes on it. And yeah, I'm just going to throw it out there. Y'all said it was the album of the year, this, and I don't hear any of y'all posting about it, talking about it, but it was bundled. So that first week or two, it just seemed as if like, yo, the music was massive.
But
right? I'm listening.
Let me give him his credit.
Sure. No, give some credit.
I was a massive Travis Scott fan. Yeah. He sold out his tour.
Oh, for sure. But see,
so
no. I'm speaking to the
it matches. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? The energy is the same between the numbers. Kind of make sense.
Absolutely.
For that.
I'm only speaking to the numbers sold. I already know that Travis Scott can bring people out. You feel me?
Got it.
I'm not ignorant to that.
Got it.
Travis gonna bring them out. Listen,
he
got to deal with McDonald's and Jordan Brand.
But that was before.
He's huge.
You feel me? That's McDonald's and
before.
But when McDonald's and Jordan Brand invest,
but
you gonna have to do some Kanye shit.
I mean, he
you
did worse.
What I'm saying? To who? To who? You see what I get tricky? You see what I get tricky?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't put the blame on him for what happened.
It get tricky. But see, when it come time for him to package,
sheep.
I don't blame him.
I call them sheep.
Yeah.
That niggas don't be knowing. Bro.
That land be good though.
You niggas be sacrificing niggas.
I don't know
if
that's your man.
Nah, that is my man. Though.
Yeah, that's your man.
He might have been responsible for one of them niggas in that nigga's bio I checked out.
So, as I was fucking saying, yo,
might have sent that nigga that.
as I was saying, I hope people. Yeah, we trying to monetize here, motherfucker. I hope people are paying attention to the Burna Boys of the world because it's not hard to see that he brings people out and that people enjoy him and that he's popular. So if a Burna Boy can sell 21K, still be relevant, then you should too. The numbers are fucked. It doesn't matter anymore. Actually, I wanted to read a tweet from, you brought up Nav. This is a producer that does a lot of Nav's music. His name is Taz Taylor. He's from Internet Money. He said, people got to stop caring about first week sales of music. In the past 100 years, there's been hella classic albums that quote unquote flopped first week, but went on to become legendary or iconic. True. Let's talk about it. Reasonable Doubt. I can't tell you how many OGs tell me all the time, yo, you know Reasonable Doubt wasn't popping when it first dropped, right?
That's crazy.
You know it took about a year for it to get popping, right? He was selling out his car. It wasn't really popping. So even from back then, good music is always going to be good music. I know with the blogs and Twitter
and headlines
and those music pages that post how much you sell, I know when those things get incorporated, it can look like, God damn, I ain't shit. But the music is what's always gonna last. So.
And I know we know this, that we shouldn't place so much emphasis on first week numbers. Like we all know why, but like it's just like
it's hard.
Just naturally that's what people sensationalize. They're like, oh my God, Coi Leray sold this many, and then they make fun of her for it. So as a whole, like I hope like eventually we will stop putting less emphasis on that. But who knows? I don't know.